Gentlemen, if you are an older man and you still practice masturbation, I need to ask you something important. Have you ever wondered whether it's truly healthy after the age of 50 or 60? Or have you, perhaps in private, worried that you might be causing some invisible harm to your body every time you do it? If you have felt that concern, let me reassure you, you are far from alone. This is one of the most common yet least discussed questions among mature men. And the reason it stirs so much anxiety is because for decades it has been surrounded by confusion, half-truths, outdated myths, and a shocking lack of clear, reliable science. When we look at the available data, it's easy to see why there is uncertainty. Studies show that the majority of men over 60 continue to engage in self-pleasure, and yet many do so quietly, almost in the shadows, unsure whether what they are doing is helping their health, hurting their hormones, affecting their prostate, or even undermining their ability to perform with a partner. That's why today I want to have an open and honest, science-based conversation with you. We are going to set the record straight. I am going to walk you through 10 surprising benefits of masturbation in maturity, followed by 10 potential risks you must be aware of to make sure your practice stays healthy, supportive, and aligned with long-term vitality. Let us begin with the good news, the benefits. 10 benefits of masturbation in maturity. 1. It maintains penile health. Think of an erection as more than a moment of arousal. It is also a kind of physical therapy for your penis. Each erection sends a surge of fresh, oxygen-rich blood into the spongy erectile tissues known as the corpora cavernosa. This blood nourishes the tissues, keeps them elastic, and prevents the gradual stiffening that can occur with age. Without regular erections, those tissues can lose flexibility, making firmness harder to achieve. So in a very real way, masturbation serves as a maintenance routine, like stretching a muscle or exercising a joint, to keep this essential function alive and strong. 2. It promotes prostate health. This is one of the most powerful and scientifically supported benefits. Multiple large-scale studies, including a landmark Harvard University study that followed tens of thousands of men, found that men who ejaculated more frequently had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer. The leading theory is that regular release helps flush the prostate ducts of old secretions, cellular debris, and potential toxins before they can cause chronic irritation or malignant changes. In simple terms, when you keep the system moving, you protect the gland. 3. It strengthens the pelvic floor. Every orgasm engages a group of muscles in the pelvic floor, especially the pubococcygeus muscle. These muscles are crucial because they help trap blood in the penis during erection, control the timing of ejaculation, and support bladder function. By contracting rhythmically during orgasm, you are essentially exercising these muscles. And just like any other muscle, the more you work it, the stronger and more responsive it becomes. A strong pelvic floor means better erections, better control, and less risk of urinary leakage, a common problem for aging men. 4. It reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. We live in a world overflowing with stress, and cortisol levels often stay elevated in older men, damaging the heart, raising blood pressure, and interfering with sleep. Orgasms act like a natural reset switch. Research shows that cortisol drops significantly after orgasm, helping the body calm down, stabilize blood pressure, and enter a more balanced state. This makes masturbation not just a sexual act, but also a tool for cardiovascular and mental health. 5. It releases a cocktail of feel-good neurochemicals. Your brain is flooded during orgasm with chemicals that uplift mood and improve well-being. Dopamine sparks pleasure and motivation. Oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, promotes feelings of closeness and trust. Even when you are alone, it can generate a sense of comfort. Endorphins, your natural painkillers, also surge, creating a gentle euphoria. For men dealing with loneliness or low mood, this natural neurochemical release can be a powerful ally. 6. It aids in the self-detection of health issues. By engaging in self-pleasure, you become more familiar with the texture, sensitivity, and appearance of your own anatomy. This makes you more likely to notice subtle changes early. Many men have first detected warning signs of testicular cancer, Peyronie's disease, penile fibrosis, or unusual lumps during masturbation. In this sense, the practice becomes a form of self-examination, a private but important health check. 7. It improves sleep quality. The combination of oxytocin and prolactin released after orgasm, alongside the drop in cortisol, creates a deeply calming effect on the nervous system. This hormonal shift acts almost like a natural sedative, helping your body transition into restful, restorative sleep. For older men who often struggle with insomnia or frequent nighttime awakenings, this can be an invaluable benefit. 8. It enhances pelvic blood circulation. Beyond just engorging the penis, masturbation increases blood flow across the entire pelvic region. This circulation nourishes not only the erectile tissue, but also the bladder, the prostate, and the muscles of the pelvic floor. Consistent blood flow prevents stagnation and helps maintain tissue vitality in an area that is crucial for male health. 9. It provides training for ejaculatory control. For men who struggle with premature ejaculation, masturbation offers a safe and private arena to practice control. Techniques like the stop-start method or the squeeze method can be rehearsed alone until you learn your body's signals and rhythms. Over time, this training translates into greater confidence and control with a partner, extending intimacy and reducing performance anxiety. 10. It keeps your sexual desire and neural pathways active. Never forget that the brain is your largest sex organ. Desire, arousal, and climax all begin in the mind before they ever reach the body. Regular masturbation keeps the neural circuits of desire firing, preventing them from falling dormant. Even if you don't have a partner, this activity maintains libido, responsiveness, and sexual imagination. Without it, those pathways can grow quiet, and it becomes harder to switch back on when intimacy does arise. 10 potential risks of masturbation in maturity. 1. Social isolation. Masturbation is healthy, but the danger begins when it stops being a complement to your sexual and emotional life and becomes a substitute for it. I've spoken with older men who slowly withdrew from relationships, friendships, and intimacy with partners because self-pleasure felt easier. Over time, this creates a form of quiet loneliness. The act itself is not the enemy. It's when it becomes your only form of intimacy that it begins to erode your sense of connection. The key here is awareness. Ask yourself, is this practice enriching my life, or is it replacing what I actually need? Human touch, companionship, and communication. 2. Skin microlesions. Aggressive or rushed masturbation, especially without lubrication, can cause tiny tears in the delicate skin of the penis. These microlesions may feel like mild irritation at first, but they can inflame the tissue and even become gateways for infection. I've treated men with redness, soreness, or even fungal infections that started from this small mistake. The solution is simple. Be gentle and use a quality water-based lubricant. Protecting the skin is protecting your sensitivity for the long term. 3. Desensitization. When you always stimulate yourself in exactly the same way, with the same grip, rhythm, and intensity, your brain can become conditioned to that specific stimulus. The problem? When you're with a partner, the sensations are naturally different. Some men then struggle to become aroused or to climax with real human touch. The fix is variety. Change your technique. Slow down. Use different rhythms, strokes, or even hand positions. This flexibility keeps your brain's arousal pathways adaptable and responsive. 4. Masking the underlying causes of erectile dysfunction. Masturbation can sometimes hide bigger problems. If you find you can achieve an erection alone, but struggle with a partner, it might feel easier to ignore it. But this pattern can be a warning sign. Erectile difficulties with a partner may point to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, or hormonal imbalances. These conditions can be serious if left untreated. If you notice this divide, strong alone, weak with a partner, it's not something to dismiss. It's a signal to see your doctor. And speaking of root causes, let me pause here because this is critically important. While this video explains the what, I want to give you a resource that explores the why and offers a natural solution. It's a special presentation revealing a simple 7-second home remedy developed from cutting-edge science to address what many researchers believe is the real underlying cause of male performance problems. This isn't about masking symptoms. It's about restoring your body's natural strength. Scan the QR code on your screen now, or click the link in the pinned comment below to watch it. Save it for after this video. You'll thank yourself. 5. Nerve compression from poor posture. Many men masturbate sitting in a hard chair or hunched forward, sometimes for long sessions. Over time, this posture can compress the pudendal nerve, a key nerve serving your pelvic region. When compressed, it can cause numbness, tingling, or even pelvic pain. Some men describe it as losing sensitivity without realizing their posture is to blame. The fix is positioning. Choose a comfortable setting. Lie down with proper support or recline in a relaxed way that avoids direct pressure on your pelvis. 6. Emotional escape dependency. Masturbation can become more than a sexual habit. It can become an emotional crutch. Some men use it as their primary coping mechanism for stress, sadness, boredom, or frustration. Over time, this creates a behavioral dependency. The danger is not the release itself, but the fact that you're not addressing the real emotions underneath. A healthier approach is to diversify your toolkit. Exercise, meditation, journaling, or simply talking with someone you trust. 7. Guilt and shame. For many men, cultural or religious messages from childhood still linger. They were told masturbation is dirty or weak, and even in later life, they carry guilt after release. That guilt is toxic. It raises stress hormones, lowers testosterone, and makes a natural act feel like a sin. If guilt persists, I encourage you to seek out a sex-positive therapist or counselor. Reframing masturbation as natural and healthy can free your mind, and in turn, free your body to respond with strength and vitality. 8. Pelvic congestion. While too little ejaculation can increase the risk of prostate problems, too much can also cause issues. Excessive frequency, multiple times per day over long periods, can overload the tissues. Men sometimes report a heaviness or aching in the testicles and pelvic area. This isn't permanent damage, but it is your body saying, slow down. Moderation is the key. Listen to your body's signals. 9. Temporary reduction in semen quality. For men who are actively trying to conceive, daily ejaculation can temporarily lower sperm concentration and motility. It doesn't harm long-term fertility, but it can reduce the chances of conception in the short term. The ideal abstinence period for peak semen quality is around 2 to 5 days. For men not trying to conceive, this is irrelevant, but for those who are, it matters. 10. Disconnection from reality through pornography. This final risk is one I see more often with the modern generation of men, but it affects older men too. If masturbation becomes heavily tied to extreme or unrealistic pornography, it can distort expectations of intimacy. Real partners may seem less stimulating compared to the exaggerated imagery on a screen. Over time, this makes it harder to connect emotionally and physically in real life. The fix is balance. Use your imagination, your memories, and your emotional connection. Pornography can be a tool, but never let it become the only pathway. So as you can see, masturbation after 60 isn't simply good or bad. It is a tool. And like any tool, its effect depends on how you use it. Done with awareness, respect for your body, and in moderation, it can be one of your most powerful allies for health, vitality, and even longevity. Gentlemen, I hope this conversation has helped clear away confusion and given you a balanced, science-based perspective. Now I'd love to hear from you. What point surprised you the most today? Share your thoughts in the comments. I read them carefully, and your feedback guides future conversations. If you found value here, please give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another vital discussion on men's health after 60. Stay disciplined, stay curious, and above all, stay healthy.